With my calculations, I think you would have probably been manager of the men's department at Bloomingdale if you'd have kept that job.
You know, you're almost right, except they fired me.
They did fire you.
They fired me. I was signed on as Christmas help. This was selling neckties at Bloomingdale's, and I hated it, and I was terrible at it. But then at the end of Christmas, they keep some people on and they'll let other people go, and they let me go, and I was heartbroken. Just because I thought I was rejected.
Did you ever work any other weird jobs on the way to acting?
Not so much weird. I was a paralegal in a law firm. That was my main job in New York while I was doing theater, and that was a great job because I worked on a case that went on for so long that I'd get a play and go do it, and then the play would close, and I'd go back to the law firm, and the case was still going on, so it became my unemployment.
Is it getting weird yet, talking about the end here as it's kind of leading up to the last couple of days? I remember working a job when you know something's going to end, and it gets odd toward the end there.
It's odd. Odd is actually a really good word for it because it's different things, different days. Sometimes it's very emotional, as you would expect. Sometimes it's completely surreal. And you're simultaneously dealing with the end of this huge chapter of your life and all of these relationships with crew and cast and everyone, and also looking at the big chasm on the other end and thinking, what the hell is going to happen now?
I know. I did a show 18 years, Crook and Chase, and that's how long we did it. And it was, we've been gone now 4 years, and it's still weird. I mean, it's
really,
a long
still.
time. 18's a long time to be doing anything.
Yeah, well, Kels has been playing this part 20 years. And we've got people on the crew here who've been here not only through Frasier and Cheers, but back to Laverne and Shirley on this same stage. So,
is that a good thing? I mean, for an actor to play a part that long? I mean, it's good and bad, I guess.
I'll tell you, if it's Kelsey Grammer, it's a good thing because he actually has the resources as an actor to continue surprising you 20 years into a character. He still makes us laugh. And a lot of actors would be phoning it in by year 10, let alone by year 20. But he's got the goods, so we're glad.
What's kept you energized? I mean, the writing is excellent. The read through the day, I laughed. I mean, it's bright. It's very witty.
Yeah. It's got to start with the writing because no matter how good the actors are, if you have some, piece of crap that you've got to push up a hill, that's going to wear on you. But also, we all spark each other as actors. Everyone is so good. Everyone is so surprising in their work that between having these great scripts and then having this incredible rapport as actors, it's like being flying Melindas or something. You really, it's always a thrill.
Then it must be weird for you to go off and do a movie. In a way, it's fresh, but you're so comfortable in this environment and safe, I would think.
It depends on the movie. The last movie I did was a movie. It had Ewan McGregor, Renee Zellweger, Sarah Paulson, and me, and it had the same feeling. If you get the right combination of people, you have that great feeling of you can do anything, you can try anything, and you're all mutually supportive. So I've been very lucky, in fact, all along in basically having that environment.
All right, here's a hard question to ask because I know it's a politically hard one with NBC over my shoulder. Was there any is there rivalry among sitcoms? As far as one trying to outdo each other in ratings or attention from the network or whatever it is that you judge success and go by. I mean, do you guys feel like, you're competing with the Joneses or you're only competing in your world?
The answer is yes and no, because there's definitely rivalry, not so much amongst shows that you're on the network with, but obviously, in our years when they put us up against Home Improvement or when we were, that kind of rivalry, that inter-network rivalry, you have to pay attention to that because if your show doesn't get good ratings, it doesn't matter how good it is, they will take it off the air. But mainly, we don't have to worry about that. We do our show, we get these great scripts, and it's much more important to us how we solve the problem of any given episode and let other people worry about the network dynamics.
Attention from Mama, I guess, is what I was thinking of. Sometimes being the big kid on the block. I mean, there's only so many shows that can get the most attention. And I know we're speaking of Friends here, and I know the press wants to make something out of it, but I didn't know if there was really anything there.
Oh, I think it's absolutely true that the press would want to make something out of it because naturally, you look for a story. And I know we've done press conferences where people have said, well, what do you think about, like, Friends getting all this attention? And the thing is, we haven't really thought about it. Now, when you ask us a question and we answer it, then suddenly you have an answer to a question that we weren't really worried about. So, to me, the bottom line is all of those issues including what our ratings are this season, all that will evaporate in 3 months. But we end in May. By June, no one will care. But the show will be on as long as there's reruns.
That's right,
and
forever.
that is unchangeable, and you can't fight with that. It's a great show, and people will be able to refresh their memories about that for years to come.
I think somebody's yelling at us.
Oh.
And when I told him where I was going, well, he just had to come along to meet you.
Well, who wants wine? I know I do.
I'll help. Donald, introduce yourself.
Donald, introduce yourself. It's an actor club, you know. You stay in here. You know, it's just it solves two problems. And when we do all the intros, let's try to kind of overlap a little bit. Okay. And oh God, it's kind of wonderful. This moment. It's like, oh my God, you know, when it's 20 years later. Yeah. Okay. All right, man, reset, man.